Hi everybody and welcome back to the Garden Fix. I'm Rob and I'm in Zone 6B, Western Pennsylvania. And today I want to talk about what's going on in our garden in winter here. It's mid-January and I did want to talk about the weather that we've been having this winter first. It's been pretty mild, to be honest with you, but fluctuating kind of in crazy ways. For example, today it's pretty cold. It's about 20, and it's supposed to get up to about 30 something today. But in a couple days, it's going to be in the 50s again. And we did have a spell right around Christmas here in Pennsylvania that was insanely cold. And I'll talk about some of the problems we may have with some of the winter damage in a minute. But I did want to talk about something I did just last week, though. So our garden basically has, around the outside, we've got um, a grassy area that we can walk around. And the grass, it doesn't, I don't take care of it all that much. It doesn't grow in super thick, and it's kind of sparse in places. So what I decided to do in random places all around the little trail that we have around the back of the garden is plant in crocus bulbs, different colors, and hopefully those will come up and look nice, sprinkled around the garden, as well as the other, to add a little accent to the other bulbs that we have that will be coming up in spring as well. So we'll be interested to see how that looks. I saw that on an episode of Gardener's World with Monty Don, and he had a section of grass that was like that. And I do understand that, if you want your crocus bulbs to regenerate and come back next year, that you got to let the foliage kind of do its thing until they get brown. But so what I'm probably going to do is just kind of keep the grass somewhat high and um, leave that foliage alone. And, like I said, I don't usually care too much about this grass. So I'll just mow it at a higher setting. And hopefully that'll work. We'll see how that turns out. So this past Christmas, uh, we experienced some really, really low temperatures here in Pennsylvania. And the temperature on Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day dropped below -5. And that wasn't the worst of it. The worst of it was we had some really strong winds that were constant and dry, and the wind gusts were so strong that the wind chill dropped below to about -30 below 0 Fahrenheit. And so I'm sitting here by, this is a sunshine ligustrum, and it really shouldn't look like this. Now, it's a pretty hardy plant, and I've been hearing a lot that these guys can come back from something like this. It dropped a lot of its leaves. On a positive note, these branches are pretty pliable. They're not just brittle yet, and doesn't seem like it's dead. So I'm very hopeful that this will rebound and come back, because it's a beautiful plant, and we did plant it last year kind of late. We planted it, which was a risk, and but we did plant it towards the end of summer. But we did mulch it pretty well. I'm really glad I did mulch this garden when I did. But we'll see how this turns out. So one of the other things that took a pretty good hit during that winter spell that we had was our Chinese hollies that we have in the front. This one in the middle is the male, and the male looks pretty good. It held its leaves and looks fantastic. However, surprisingly, these females really, really took a hit. I mean, I've never seen them drop their leaves like this before. Both of them are barren. However, I do know that it's still alive. I can see that because you can see that the branches on here are very pliable. They have a reddish color. They even have some green in them. They look like it's alive. It's just that the leaves are are all gone. Now, what concerns me the most about this plant is that these hollies, they grow so slowly. And I don't know how fast they will put their leaves back on. So I think I'm going to give it until about July, beginning of July, and we'll see if these do come back. It does look like it will come back. There does seem to be buds all over it, but we will see. If not, we'll have to replace these, I think. I don't think I'm going to have the patience for this to grow all the way back, sadly. One of the things I'm pretty happy we did was cover a few things before winter. First thing that we covered was our hot lip salvia that is a zone 7 plant, and it's been coming back, but we just decided to take an extra step this year and protect it while it's dormant. So I'm thinking that that's going to be okay. We also planted a eucalyptus plant and covered that, and we also planted a Japanese maple right here, and it was a kind of a fledgling. It was pretty small, and so hopefully that'll be okay as well. Um, the white should let in some filtered light in there, and hopefully it's protected during this winter. So once again, thanks a lot for joining me here at Garden Fix. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Just click the button below and join the family here. You'll be able to get to see all the failures and the successes that we have ahead in our garden, and spring is right around the corner. It's going to be really exciting here. By the way, in a couple weeks, Kristen and I will be doing a video downstairs letting you know how the winter sowing of seeds is coming along. She does a great job with that kind of stuff. And we also have some plants downstairs that we overwintered, which she'll be sharing with you. So until then, once again, thank you, and I'll see you in the garden.